According to National Geographic, there are 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic debris in the ocean. Over 1 million marine creatures and other birds and animals die each year from plastic trash. Events like this happen all over the world because people aren't educated on the effects of pollution. In order to learn more about the subject, we needed to talk to an expert. We went to the Pacific Science Center and talked to Bianca, who works as a science educator there.
A big thing if you consider the fact that a lot of trash ends up on like barges in the ocean, and so that's like a really direct way to get trash in the ocean. And then trash in the ocean, once it's there, like it gets broken down to the point that it's not like a whole cup, it's these like little beaded microplastics, and so those are not going to break down any further than that, and they get eaten by wildlife. And that's really devastating because it's such a small material that it's hard to just like pick it up out of the ocean. You have to like be really specialized. If you think of, like I was talking about with the microplastics, there are these albatross babies that have been found with like just decomposing like near the ocean, and inside of them there's just like plastic bottle caps and like those microplastics that their parents have identified as being these kind of like plankton that they're used to eating. So their parents have fed them this thinking that it's plankton when it's really plastic, and so the baby ends up dying. So that's a big way that we've like affected like a whole kind of reproductive and system there.
We swim in it, play in it.
Well, if it affects low enough on the food chain, then the chemicals get in the really low, like first say tuna, and then tuna contain a lot of mercury in them, and then the humans will eat the tuna and then get a lot of mercury in themselves, and they can't digest that, and so it will affect their kids, and then they'll have birth defects and stuff like that.
As trash is put in the ocean, pollutants accumulate in the foods we eat. So like there's this whole food web within the ocean, and like smaller animals will get exposed to these pollutants, these like chemicals kind of leached out of plastic. So they'll get exposed to it and then get eaten by larger animals, which then will take in more of that pollutant, and then as it gets up to us, because we're near the top of the food chain, we get a lot of those pollutants in our like fish and seafood. And so that's one of like the most like personal like effects of ocean pollution, but there's also just like the overall like connection we have with the ocean. We, especially in Seattle, have a lot of industry kind of based around ocean seafood and things like that, and so that is really heavily affected because as they can't find the foods that they're usually kind of searching for, or like mussels and different types of fish, then those industries kind of suffer as well.
So, when people recycle, it's really important because we don't want the trash to be put in the recycle, because then sea animals can go ahead and eat that, and that's not good for them. So we're going to go ahead and take a look in the recycle and see if people are actually recycling. So as you can see, there's boxes in here, which is very good, and bottles, but on those bottles there's caps. During our interview, Bianca had said that those caps are very likely to be eaten by sea animals because of how colorful they are.
Now let's go ahead and take a look in the trash and see if people are throwing away things that they should be recycling. Alright, so as you can see, there are plenty of bottles, plastic bottles, water bottles, and some plastic bags. All of that should be in the recycle. So now, what me and Sydney are going to do is we're going to go ahead, get in that trash can, and move all of the stuff that should be in the recycling to where it belongs, so that we stop killing turtles. Alright, so I'm about to climb into this here trash can. It looks relatively clean. It's not. There's hot dogs and stuff. But anyways, this is illegal, so don't tell your moms, don't tell your dads.
But we're helping the earth, so.
We're helping the earth, so it's fine.
Action, let's get in.
Gotta go. So here's the bottles and plastic. I took the cap off of this water bottle because caps belong in the trash. If they're not in the trash, fish will eat them and die. So now I'm gonna give these to Sydney and she's gonna put them in the proper spot.
Bye-bye bottles.
After learning about trash in the ocean with Bianca and sorting public garbage, we decided to go to Alki Beach and see what people know and educate them in the process.
Recycle! Hey, recycle your plastics!
Do you know how much plastic ends up in the ocean a year?
A lot.
You can take a guess.
Maybe 500 tons?
Saying billions.
Oh,
Billions.
tons of it? I don't know. Yeah, probably in the millions or so.
I'm gonna say about half a ton.
I'm gonna say a lot.
$1 million pounds.
Pounds?
Tons.
Yeah.
260 million tons of plastic.
Oh my God.
In the ocean
Wow.
a year.
That is a lot.
So 260 million tons of plastic end up in the ocean each year. So end up in the ocean,
Shit.
in the Pacific Ocean specifically, a year.
Washingtonians use over 2 billion plastic bags every year. Seattle uses 292 million. Only 6% of plastic bags are recycled nationwide. We went looking for the effects of this at Alki Beach. Our trash is our responsibility, and it's not for marine life to understand what is food and what isn't. Mankind has created a problem for other creatures on this earth, and we should have enough respect for the animals in which we coexist with to clean up our oceans and be smart about waste management. Every individual can make a difference, but together we can help each other. Tell your friends, family, or whoever you can that decisions we make about our garbage today can affect whether or not we're going to be eating contaminated fish weeks, months, or even years from now.
I saw some fish, saw some pollution. It was really nasty, and I think the only thing that really kept me alive and kept me going was this here Sunday shirt.
Aware people of the issue or not?
And spread awareness, people.
And by
Yes, stop. And a plastic cup and yeah, there's just lots of plastic and cardboard. Not bad for the planet and the ocean.
Plastic, very bad.
Dude, we talk to strangers, but that's okay. It's okay.
Mom said don't, but we did.
I really don't want to do that.
I got no rules, I count them. Drive carefully.